To do that, I'm just going to use my pliers and twist them. Twist the connected end. That usually breaks it. Actually, what I'll do is I think I'll get in there with my nippers. I can be careful there. Obviously, don't want to cut any of these other wires. I'll be in big trouble if I do that. So this is tricky business here. There, I got that one. Okay, that one's done. This one. I'll try the twist method on this one. So if you take the zip tie connector and just twist it, usually it will break the zip tie without harming the wires. There. Alright, so that one broke. Okay. Alright, so here's our connector wire. Goes through here with a lot of slack. Comes back out again. Now it goes out the other direction. Okay. Now this is another one I gotta disconnect now. Now I don't want to kill the. I don't want to cut this wire because the other one doesn't work. You never know. Let's disconnect it up here. We'll kill this zip tie. Break this one. This one is a little bit tight. I think I'm going to use my nipper on this one to be super careful. Not sure what this blue and red wire goes to. Obviously, you don't want to mess those up. There. Surgery. These wires look okay, so. Right now, this has to go through this one, so we'll try to cut this one carefully. Not cut anything else. Alright, now it should come out. Alright, that's the old one. The new one coming in here, so we'll just run this around. Now this one has a sleeve right here at the end, which doesn't make any sense since these things are really far away. So I'll have to cut this sleeve. And I'll have to cut this sleeve so I can separate them. So that's not great. That's not great. At least maybe a different printer, it's routed differently, but it's not going to work for this printer. So we'll cut the sleeve carefully. If we just get it started, and separate the wires. Gives us a little opening here. Let's get it started. We can probably tear it. Yeah. Okay, so now we can run our power wires over to the left here, like we did before, and we can run our control wires to the right, like they were. Now we'll zip tie everything back in so it doesn't go off to the wrong location. Yeah. Goes in up here, and we'll zip tie this stuff in. So, and then this one goes over here next to this one. Only goes in one way. That's good. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to show you zip tying. That's pretty straightforward. Just have to make sure you leave enough slack inside the printer so that the bed can go up and down. You don't want to pull this tight down here. If I have the bed positioned near the top of its run, I'll make sure it's at the very top, and then we'll connect it up and get it working. All right, we've run our wires in the back, so now we're ready to connect it up here. We got to connect it through this hole in this support base. So these things are key. They only go in one way, so that's good. You don't mess it up. And hopefully this one will last longer now. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to get some Kapton tape, should be coming in the next few days, to put over these exposed heater leads. This is 24 volt DC, just sitting here. Two live hot solder joints here. Then if you accidentally hit this with your metal spatula, you can short it out. So this is really a poor design. This should be covered with some kind of plastic cover, but the Kapton tape is non-conductive and heat resistant, so it should be a good solution to protect this from any accidents. Then we just need to put the springs on carefully and then connect up the little knobs, and we'll be back in business there. So if I had the Kapton tape now, I put it on now, but since I don't have it, I'll have to wait to put that on. Move this base down a little bit. Easier to line up these holes. I'll just put these nuts back on. I just have to re-level it, but that's no big deal. You know how to do that? We do it every time we print, so that's not a big deal. This is actually a pretty good design for a heated bed. It's easy. It comes off quite easily, and it goes back on. You have to replace it. Like I said, this is the second thing I've had to replace on this besides the LCD screen, so I'm not too happy about that. But overall, I'm still satisfied with the printer, I'd say. And I got good service from Flashforge. I showed them the photo of the burned out connector, and they sent me a new one, almost right away. So, all right, so we'll get this all going, and we'll do a print and see how it turns out. All right, so all the wires are nicely zip tied back in, so everything is safe, hopefully. Got to put the bottom back on and put the screws back in. We'll put it back on its feet, and we'll see if the bed will heat up. All right, it's all plugged in. We'll turn it on. Smoke test, as they say. All right, so start it up okay. We'll hit preheat, and we're not going to heat that up that high right now. So we'll see if it'll go up to 40 degrees. All right, it's going up. Victory. All right, we'll let this heat up, and then we'll level the bed and start printing. So the LED comes on. I think the last one was yellow, so this is a red LED. So even if you put the Kapton tape over, it's still be able to see the LED, so that's not going to be a problem. One thing I did was I cranked the screws way down, so there's plenty of room to level it. I wasn't sure how far, because I don't want the head hitting the thing when it's trying to level. So I cranked these down pretty far, not as far as they'll go, but almost as far. So, and that's it. We're looking good for printing with our replaced heating bed. Okay, we finally got our Kapton tape. And this is it's 20 millimeters wide and 33 millimeters long, so it should be plenty for anything we need it for. But it's good for high heat and also high temperature. It sort of looks like that shielding they put on spacecraft. Originally, I wanted to get it because if we want to replace the insulation around the print head, It keeps the printhead from melting the filament that's already laid down on the bed. So this is a thin layer of insulation that goes around the printhead, but it doesn't come with any adhesive, so you need to use this tape around it. But we're also going to use it for insulating those open contacts that are on the Flashforge Dreamer NX printed print bed, which I've mentioned a number of times, is a really bad design, I think, to have them out in the open like that. So we'll use a little bit of this, and we'll cover that up, and hopefully that'll prevent us from accidentally hitting those. Okay, so the tape is very fragile. You got to be very gentle with it when you're peeling it off the reel. Just kind of squish it around here. It should be easy to get back off. Of course, I had the power turned off. That's a good first step. I think I'll put 2 layers on, just to make sure, because it seems kind of thin, but hopefully, yeah, I'm going to put 2 layers on. The other thing to watch out for is it wants to curl up and stick to itself, which is obviously problematic. So. Yeah, so it's also sticking to the connectors that connect the power and the control to the control board, or to the heated bed. But that shouldn't be a problem. We can just peel those off. Peel this tape off if we need to disconnect those again, which hopefully we don't. So like I said, if you have a metal spatula like this and you're peeling something off, it's very easy to just come over here and accidentally bridge those 2 leads there, and obviously it just shorts it out. So anyway, hopefully this will prevent that. Also, of course, careful spatula use. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and we'll try heating it up, and you should be able to still see the LED light through this tape. It shouldn't be that bad. So I'm going to turn the preheating on just for a second here. And you can see it's easy to see the red light from the preheater. So, all right, that's it for replacing the heated bed and also protecting our heated bed from getting shorted out from errant spatula activity.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming, and if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is Beta Cygni signing out, and keep looking up.